What's up? I'm Beth Ann.
Hi, I'm Ayla.
And this is Let's Talk BL, a Boys Love podcast.
Welcome back to Series Sunday, everyone. I hope you're ready for it. I certainly am not. My greeting got stolen. Threw me right off. Hated that. Hate that journey for me.
I like to throw you off every once in a while. Keep you on your toes.
If you're not familiar with Series Sunday, if this is your first time with us, Series Sunday is that day of the week when we talk all about one series and one series only, full of spoilers. We're going to get down to every last little bit because this week I am back on my war agenda. Thank the heavens we're back. And this will be an interesting one because while this story is only 3 episodes long, there's a lot of war. And so I have a lot to say.
Literally.
This week on Series Sunday, we're talking about the best story.
So good. We're very excited always to get into it. We have our Yin War prom merch on, some Sobio Hey.
It
took a hot minute due to just the world.
Listen, they did it. They figured it out. We're proud of them.
High quality.
If you have been listening along, you know we talked about buying these, I think on like the 3rd episode of the podcast or something like that, like a long time ago.
2 months ago.
They're here now. And we had ordered them like a full month before then. Yeah. But they're here now. We have them. We've been wearing them.
They're wonderful.
Soup's cute. I obviously am wearing the war one.
It's so good. Okay, let's get into it. So again, we're talking the best story. It's on YouTube. It was put out by Rookie Thailand, one of our favorite studios.
Deep in our hearts.
It's 3 episodes. They're each about 2 parts. It ranges from like 15 minutes to like 20-minute parts, all the things. It stars Wanarat. Okay.
How dare you disrespect my boy?
I understand that I have been killing some pronunciations. It's not my fault. I'm so sorry.
It is your fault.
I'm from the good old South. Whatever. Okay. It stars War as Best and Yin and Wong as Do. And let's get into the synopsis. Best, a guy who sucks no matter what he does, contrary to his own name, fell for Do, the hottest guy of the class and the most popular guy in school. His love agenda got his friends involved, Bright and Ray, who had to help him. Best could only watch Do from afar, never had a chance to confess. But one day, as if God was on his side, he got to know Do's best friend, Dave and Tar, and got into the music club with no clue. Then his love story started.
Okay, this synopsis is interesting because it's kind of out of order.
It's wild.
It's not really. If you're watching the show, he decides that he likes Do before he's in the music club. And so that's why his love story actually begins when he takes that basketball to the skull. And so that's why this synopsis is weird, but I have so many thoughts about this.
Maybe
honestly.
Their relationship, it's no longer a one-sided crush. There's some type of interaction with Do.
But no, it started before that. They had interaction. Because remember they bump into each other in the hall. The synopsis is all off, is what I'm telling you.
We don't write these synopsis, by the way. We get them from the internet.
We pull them, and that's why we always have opinions about whether or not it's a good synopsis. This synopsis gives you the right points, but in the wrong order, I guess. It does tell you the basics, but definitely in the wrong order, which is weird.
Yeah.
But I have so many thoughts about the best story. What's interesting is I feel like nobody really talked about this one, even though it's Yin War's return to our screens, right? So that's why it's weird to me that nobody really talked about this one. I ran across a couple people on TikTok talking about it, but that was it. I'm super stoked to talk about it because obviously always on that war agenda. And the war agenda for me and my first thought, literally from the moment the show opened, like first episode, we go through the intro and War takes that basketball to the skull.
So
the first thing I noticed is I was like, telling me War plays a boy that's not popular? Like, really?
And not good at sport.
Okay, yeah. Also, by the way, War is like, War plays every sport and is really good at them at every sport he plays. There are videos of him playing basketball. He kills it. He might as well be a tennis pro. Yeah. Right. He's an amazing soccer player. Like, which, by the way, there are multiple soccer clips. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life, but if as a resident War fan, I was telling you what to go look up, I would say you should definitely get on YouTube and just like try and find a couple clips of War playing soccer, and then you'll find the clip, and then you can come back here and tell me thank you. Is all I'm saying. You'll know what I'm talking about.
Trying to make War stands one listener at a time.
Yeah. So that is my War agenda. Anyways, this is the most ridiculous premise to me, that War could walk through a high school and people would be like, ew.
Right.
Come on.
It's not that they say ew. It's that like they just don't even know he exists because you have
he sucks, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. I love how dramatic War's characters are in every show he's in. They are over the top emotional. They are like having these life crises that are just you just want to like hug him, which we will get to because his friends do. But the fact that it starts out with like him being pummeled with a basketball.
Oh my God. And they replay it so many times. This is like, okay, the trauma of Until We Meet Again, when like you have to rewatch like that clip over and over again.
Right.
But in the best story, it's watching War get smacked in the face with a basketball over and over again. And it is just like so funny to me. And so moving on from, we've been talking about this basketball to the face for a while. Yeah. What happens is he gets smacked by this basketball, passes out, as you do. And he opens his eyes to see Yin. And this is where we are first introduced to Dave and Tar. And so he sees Yin, and then he sees Dave, who is played by none other than Bonz. In his debut, y'all, Bonz BL debut. He did it. He made it. Okay.
So good.
So he opens his eyes. There's Yin, there's Bonz, and there's Bver. And so they're just like all looking down over him. And like, I feel him on this. I'm sure that would be so overwhelming, right? To open your eyes and just like that's what's looking down at you. And what has happened is Yin, whose name is Do in the show. Do's like a popular boy, but he's so nice, y'all. Like, he's warm-hearted. And so he like carries Best like off the basketball court. Right. And somebody takes a video clip of it, and Best is pissed. He's like, you made me look stupid. How dare you? Why would you do this to me? He's so dramatic about it, okay? And he's just like so mad. Yeah. And he's like, why would you do this to me? Like, how dare you? Like, no, like all this stuff. And the whole time, Do is like, I don't know, man. Like, I felt bad. I thought I killed you. Like, that's why that's why I carried you to the nurse. Like, I didn't want you to die. Like, he's like, I smacked you in the head with a ball and then you've passed out. What was I supposed to do? And the whole time, Best is just, and this is when I knew, right? So I said from the beginning, I didn't understand how people could not like Best because he is played by War, and War is beautiful, and War is like funny and smart and weird, and like War's the best.
Right.
War is the best, right? Yes. But it was in this moment when he's just like complaining to Do about like, how dare you take me to the nurse's office, that I was like, I get it now. I was like, bro, you are so annoying. Just props like be cool, man.
Props to him for playing a high schooler top notch, because, you know, everyone in high school, like everything is the end of the world. And War nails it because
God, he's so
everything
dramatic.
is the end of the world.
I mean, listen, just we know I love War, but truly his acting in this is fantastic because again, you look at him and you're like, how could anybody not like this boy? He's gorgeous.
Right.
And he does such a good job with the character that you're like, oh, I understand why people don't like you.
It also took me a second to think, like, because we get so much Yin War, right? Like, this is a ship that like is in your face constantly, which we appreciate. We love their ship content. So it took me a minute to be like, am I going to believe these characters from these people, especially with like literally the whole Rookie Thailand dorm in a show together? Like,
which we love Rookie Thailand. So like we feel like for us it's not just Yin War.
Right.
Like we've talked before about how like I'm very impressed with Bonz. Like we pay attention to Prat and Bver and you know all of the boys and Win, all of them.
So it's like, can you believe these characters? And I did. It definitely took me a second to remember, like, this is a show. They're playing characters.
It's not rookie IG content.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So yeah, I enjoyed these characters. I felt they all played solid characters. Like, I never felt like they were playing themselves or like, because they're all super friendly. And the fact that like War is this like moody character, or Best is this moody character, and everybody is like, "What is wrong with you?" Like I totally
like, come on. Even his friends, right? Which this is where we should get into, as per usual with the Thai BLs. The friends are so good, and that's no exception here. Which I'm so happy that there is no exception here for this, because the two best friends, like his little friend group, are like some of my favorite Rookie Thailand boys that are not
that we haven't seen yet.
Well, so we have seen Prat in things before. Right. And so the friend whose name is Bright, he's played by a boy named Prat. I love Prat. I think Prat is just like so fun. And Prat is awesome. I really like him. And he's super funny too. I really recommend going and watching. If you liked Prat, if you like him in the show, he does a show with Bver, who is Tar, who's one of Yin's friends in the show. And they do a show called Talk Talent for Rookie Thailand. It's like a YouTube show. It's awesome. It's a great show. This is where, and they interview other actors and other talent, right? They talk to talent. And this is where you learn just like little tidbits about like Yin tells a funny story about Bonz and meeting War for the first time and things like that. Like, great show. I love Prat. I could go on and on about Prat all day long, but truly Bright is such a good friend. Yeah. Because honestly, Best is being annoying. Yeah. Like, Best is being very frustratingly annoying. And essentially the whole time, Prat is like, I support you, whatever decision you make. He's like, this is not as bad as you think it is. But if it doesn't work out the way you want it to, like, I'll always be here for you. And he's just like this amazingly supportive friend who is still like, he teases him, right? He's a very real friend. So I absolutely love, I love Best friends in this. Yeah.
They're sweet. They are what you hope friends would be in high school, where they're like keeping you grounded, but also like they got your back and they're telling you the truth. Like, you need to step it up, because the whole time, like, they're encouraging him to be like, go confess to this boy. Like, you never know what could happen. Like, don't let the moment pass you. Because the whole show is just basically about Best going through it over Do.
Well, because he realizes he likes him, so he genuinely does start just like being mad at Do. Like, and this is almost like an enemies to lovers trope, sort of. And what's so fun about it is like, because he's obsessing so much about the clip, and he's looking at Do and he's thinking about Do, he realizes that he likes him.
Yeah, there's like a line where he's like, oh, this must be what a crush is.
Yes. And he kind of is like going through it over realizing that he likes him.
Yeah.
And there's just like, it's very cute. It's very fun. And I think that this story really surprised me. I was not expecting it to go in the direction that it went in, to be honest with you, because I was hyped to watch this from the beginning because I just needed Yin War on my screen again. And so they show you that there's going to be a girl involved somehow. And that can go in a million different ways in a Thai BL. We all know this. And so before this came out, was really trying to figure out what was going to happen with Fern. Fern is the girl's name. And she's played by Masa Marissa. Mm-hmm. And so I really didn't know what direction it was going to go in, right? So like my initial thought was, I bet you she and Yin are dating. So she and Do are dating. And then like that's the conflict. And then Do falls for Best. And then like, right, we've all seen this play out, right? You know, like famously in Together With Me is like, I think, peak example of this. Yeah. So that's what I thought this was going to be. And then it went in a different direction.
Well, there's like a whole conversation that Fern has with Do, and you're like, cool, like they've established that these two are friends, like she has finally like confessed and he's told her he's not interested. Like you think that, okay, cool.
And you don't know why he's not interested, right? And neither does she, because at this point, it's been set up that Best has a crush on Do. And really, it's because it is the Best story. Yeah. So it's focused on Best going through it over falling for Do. And like, what's he going to do? And there's like all of this other conflict, which is like the cutest conflict in the world, like with the little notebook that he loses. And that comes back into play later. So we do need to get back and talking about that. But with Fern, you don't know, and she doesn't know why he's not interested. And he's very nice about it. He very much is like, you're my, like, I see you as my friend and I don't want to lose our friendship. And like, it's actually a really nice scene.
It's so
and
nice.
Then we fast forward. And at this point, Do and Best are actually friends. So this is no longer like a one-sided love, right? Yeah. They're actually friends. And because at this point, Best is in a band with Dave and Tar, who are Do's friends, which you find out later in like the cutest freaking turn of events that it's because Do went to him and was like, hey, like he plays guitar. You guys should ask him to be in your band. So the whole thing was set up by Do. Like you think that it's one-sided and the whole thing was set up by Do. It gives me like Together the series vibes almost.
Very cute.
Oh my God, it's so cute when you get that reveal and you see him go to them because he's read the notebook. Oh, anyways. So they're about to graduate from high school and Do's mom like wants to have his friends over for lunch, I guess, because they finished their exams and it's like a congratulations, like you finished your exam, good job kind of lunch. And so Do invites Dave and Tar and Best and Fern, because Fern is their friend, right?
The way that you just said that. And Fern is their friend for now.
Right? She's their friend. I swear. Honestly, it's been a long time since I've wanted to like physically fight a character in a show.
100%.
This girl...
rough.
She realizes, and so they have this moment, they're eating lunch, and they have the quintessential Thai awakening of these two like each other, which is that they feed each other. They put food on each other's plates.
The feeding each other, because I flashed back to Tainu
in Dark Blue Kiss.
And when they make such a big deal out of him putting food on his plate, I'm like, y'all, it doesn't make sense.
But it's a cultural thing. And that's what honestly, it's what I love about watching these shows, because like the little cultural things that I pick up on and I learn, because yes, in like, our culture,
he put a little piece of chicken on his plate. They're about to get together.
Marriage.
I mean, no, accurate.
So in our culture, you're right. If I put some food on your plate, nobody would be like, those two, they're making out behind the closed doors. Like, no, nobody would think that. But in the Thai BLs, this is the thing, right? Which is like
Put a ring on it next.
they put food on each other's plate at the lunch, and Fern picks up on it, and so does Deu's mom.
Yeah.
But she's like, you can tell she's kind of like, maybe it's not what I think, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like she's trying to move on, and she's trying to move on about it.
Yeah.
But Fern's
not gonna let her move on.
She honestly, girl, I will pay for your therapy bills because you need to deal with whatever impulse it is that led you to do this. She goes into the kitchen to help with the dishes because like they're done eating lunch and they're gonna eat dessert.
Right.
So she goes into the kitchen to help Deu's mom with the dishes and to bring out the dessert. And it was in this moment that, like, I swear, this is what I'm saying. Like, I will pay her therapy bills because, like, she needs to address whatever impulse it is that, like, made her do this. Right. She was like, she tells his mom, you know, Dew is gay. And I think Dew and Best are, like, together. And, like, do you want that as a mother? And, like, really just, like.
Not cool.
No, like, in the worst way, outs them.
It's the same thing where it's like, you've been told you can't have this person, and therefore you're going to get them back because of your own issue. And you're like, if I can't have them, then nobody can have them. And
I honestly was so ready to fight her. I was so mad because, like, first of all, like, we just, like, you don't out people, period, no matter what is going on with you. Also, they weren't even dating at that point. Like, at that point, Best doesn't even know, or he doesn't think that Dew knows that he likes him, right? Like at that point, they truly are just friends, right? Like, and Best has accepted
contact on stage. That's it.
Best has accepted also that, right? So this was the other tip off for Fern is like the boys in the band play a show, which we're gonna get to this show in a second.
Yeah.
But she sees them looking at each other, and it like tips her off, whatever. But like at this point too, here's the thing, Best has like accepted that it's a one-sided crush, and he like, because he's writing in this notebook, and he even writes in the notebook that like it's okay, it's enough, and it's in the song, which is a cover, but it's in the song that he's supposedly writing for him, which again is a cover, and they perform it like for real, which the content, it's so good. But it's in the song that it's like, I'm okay if this is a one-sided, like I'm okay if I love you and you don't love me, like that kind of thing. So like, first of all, it's not okay to out people, but second of all, it's not okay to comment on their relationship when you don't actually know what's going on, especially to like his mother. Cool. Oh my God. And in a very disappointing turn of events, the mom is not cool.
Not cool.
Not cool.
She's about to ship her son off, which is
she literally ships him off.
Wild. It's one of those moments where, like, because we don't see an evolution of his mom that we typically get in Thai BLs with parents who are anti-gay, the females in this show are just painted so horribly.
The women in this show are the earth's worst. And normally I have a problem with that. I don't really love the idea of like women being painted as the villain all the time. In the BLs don't love that. But like in this case, you do have, we never really get to meet her, but Best's mom is pretty like supportive, and like she's good, right? Like she's all right. God, but that was frustrating. I hated that so much from start to finish. It made me so incredibly angry.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the show, because oh my God, I want to talk about this concert.
It's so cute.
The freaking concert, man.
The way they establish it is really sweet too, because you get a lot from Bonz and him being like nudging Best and being like, we heard you're a talented guitarist, and their little like then they have their moment where they're rehearsing and they're like, we need something special for like our last performance. And they're like, I hear you write songs, or like,
and Best
he
is like,
mentions it.
Best is like, oh, I'm actually writing a song. And they're like, yeah, let's play that. And it's, oh my God, it's
cute.
so freaking cute. And again, you find out later that this was actually a setup by Do, because he wanted to spend more time with Best, because he was having these same feelings and trying to figure out, like, do I like this kid?
Yeah.
As Best was, right? Like, he was going through the same thing. And
Right.
so it's for like an end of term music competition thing. And they get on stage. And mind you, this was filmed before Bonz glow up. So I have said before that like Bon had a meteoric glow up. Like, this kid, I've even said before that, like, and truly I do feel this way, that it was like a Beauty and the Beast kind of situation where like the last rose petal fell and he like levitated and spun around and there was like sparkles. And now he's like the Bon that we have today. Like, I swear this was his glow up. This kid had the most meteoric glow up in the history of BL. Like, I swear to God. But the best story is pre-Bon glow up, and he's still so cute though, you guys. And again, this is Bon's first BL, which is like really cool.
Yeah.
Because he's been a Rookie Thailand boy forever, and there's always been this speculation of like, okay, well, is Bon gonna do BLs? Like, what? Like,
because he already has like a ship, because Bon and Wins do stuff together, and they have like a cute chemistry, like they have fun, which I didn't know until after I watched the show, and I was like, oh, Bonz Win are a thing. And then you go to YouTube and they have like a whole series where they
started setting up Bond Win like not that probably around the time that they filmed the Best Story. So like this was definitely a ship that was like a result of the Best Story. And I have a feeling there was just a delay in releasing the Best Story. Like, I'm pretty sure Rookie Thailand was trying to establish that ship in the show, which it's the funniest ship setup because this series is so short, right? It's only 3 episodes, which makes it a super easy watch. And the episodes are only 2-parters. It's not like the 4 or 5-parters.
Right.
So it's like super, super easy watch. And so, to be fair, there's not really that much time to set up another relationship.
Yeah.
But the way that they set up Bonwin, which is Dave and Ray, so Bon's character's name is Dave and Win's character's name is Ray. The way they set these two up, it's like the most ridiculous thing in the world. We've talked about this before because it's that ridiculous. Literally on stage when they're playing this concert, Dave looks over. He's playing the bass, and he looks over, and he locks eyes with Ray, and and Dave smiles, and Ray smiles, and that's it. That's literally the only development you get for this couple.
Props to these actors, because I remember that moment, and I think I texted you and was like, Bonz Win, we're gonna get a series.
No, you didn't text me. You waited because I was behind you because I was like,
right.
I was distraught over something. I don't remember. Who knows? I'm just as dramatic as Best. This is why.
True.
And so I hadn't watched it yet. And when it happened, I remember texting you and I was like, Bonwin? And you were like, yeah.
Oh, right. Because I usually watch things ahead of Ayla, and so I never ever spoil anything. And it like is the biggest struggle ever, because especially in this moment where I was like, oh my gosh, like they get 2 seconds, but it's like one of the biggest revelations of the show.
Especially because I feel like you probably knew I was going to be shooketh because of my love for Bon.
Oh, so good.
So absolutely ridiculous. And the only other development that they get is like later on, honestly, like last episode when Do is about to go to Chiang Mai. Okay, something about Chiang Mai, man. Okay, Chiang Mai is so funny to me. I can't wait to go to Thailand and travel around and like see these places that I hear so much about. Yeah. But like what's funny about it is Chiang Mai stands out in my brain because in A Tale of a Thousand Stars, which by the way, we do have a series Sunday about A Tale of a Thousand Stars and do talk about this moment. I'll put the card, I don't know, somewhere up here if you're watching on YouTube. But the doctor is like, he gets drunk one night on that when they go out, and he's like, everybody in Chiang Mai knows I'm single. And it's like the funniest line in the show. I swear I want it on a t-shirt.
So good.
And so Chiang Mai comes back around for the Best Story. this is where Doo's homophobic mother is shipping him off to. The Earth's worst. We hate her. And the only other sort of like Dave Ray development you get is that randomly they're sitting in Best's room. So it's Best and his friends are sitting in his room and they're, just like chilling out, laying around. And Ray is like, oh yeah, Dave told me the other day, or like I was talking to Dave last night and he said Doo is leaving for Chiang Mai tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, so they're like hanging out. So they're like a thing. So this is like for reals a thing. This isn't just a glance on on a stage. And that's it. That's all you get from them. So Rookie Thailand, if you're listening, I will now be requiring a Bonwin series. You've set this up for me. You've tantalized me. Now I need to know more because
they made them as the side couple in Love Mechanics. That's what
I don't even want them. I need them to have their own series.
Yeah,
I need this because I feel like they could be a very chaotic couple. Like this could be like a Together the series kind of couple. Yeah. Where it's just like or like a Futz couple, right? Like Fish Upon the Sky.
Yep.
Just like chaotic and ridiculous, and I'm here for it.
Go watch that travel show that they do because it is very much that energy. Like it's enjoyable to watch. Okay.
Anyways, moving on.
I do want to point out when I was watching this the first time in episode 3, there's this cute little moment at a cafeteria lunch table. And I remember I watched this first, which Alo just said, and a song starts playing. And I was like, hold up. I know this song. And it's during a really cute moment that Best and Doo are having where Doo is kind of joking about Best being tiny. And he's like, you should eat vegetables. You're not going to grow anymore. And like they have a cute exchange. But the song, the instrumental that plays in the background is the first Noel. And like it plays for a really long time.
It plays for a really long time.
And you're like, it has to be the first Noel. And what's wild is it showed up again in another show that I was watching. And I was like, this must be a Thai song. Like that just uses
I guarantee you it's the first Noel because okay, here's the thing. The first Noel is my favorite Christmas song. People tell me that's weird because like, I don't know, I guess people don't really like that Christmas song. Like out of all the Christmas songs, I dig that Christmas song. I'm just saying go listen to the Josh Groban version. It's a great song, okay? The Carrie Underwood version is good. All of the versions of the first Noel are good. I know every word to this song.
Lower, like baby, it's a little
it is a slow, it's not like a peppy. It's not depressing. It's about the baby Jesus. Come on. How is it going to depress you? It's about like shepherds. Come on. Anyways, I love this song. I know every word to it. I love Christmas in general. Yeah. I know every word to the song. It's my favorite Christmas song. I always call and like request Delilah to play it. If you're in the US, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So when I heard it, I was like, what? And I guarantee you it's the first Noel. And it must be a licensing thing. It must be either like free or cheap to use is my guess. Yeah, because it makes absolutely no sense for the first Noel to be playing over this like summertime lunchroom scene. Like it's not a romantic song. It's about like shepherds using the starlight to go see the baby Jesus. Like it's not it's not like it's like okay, for example, it's not like Last Christmas, which is like a romantic Christmas song.
Yeah.
I don't understand. So super weird.
I love it. Also, speaking of songs, War does a song. Is it this song, the cover of the song that's featured in this show live with like the people who actually did it?
Yes.
Go watch that. It's incredible. It's styled excellently. Again,
oh my god, the styling.
Like Rookie Thailand.
Yes.
We're sending them an edible arrangement as soon as we figure out where to send it to because the styling in this video, superb.
The styling on the live performance of the song, which we have talked about this live performance before in the Ships episode. So if you're listening to this, just go back and look for it's called the Ultimate Ship episode. Yeah. Because Bon War are my like personal favorite ghost ship. I think they're super funny together. like that a lot. Love that. And so they, of course, are like playing the instruments and singing and stuff. And so it's a great performance. The styling is perfect. The makeup is on point. As per usual, Pond, my man, kills it. Also, like, the hair is good. The hair is always good. But okay, this live performance was after Bonz glow up.
Yeah.
And he has the good hair. He's got that good hair, yo. He's got that good hair now.
Yeah. Pond,
which, like,
Note truly
realized
their full potential in Bonz.
In Bonz. Yes. They were like, I feel like they maybe like got together and had like a team meeting and they sat down and they're like, it was like the Princess Diaries where they had like a picture of him.
Oh my God,
and they're like,
exactly what I was thinking.
They're like, what can we do with this boy? He looks like a moose, but a very pretty moose. Yes. Bonz is a very pretty moose, you guys.
But here's the thing about glow ups is that like the beauty is always there. So it's not that we ever thought Bonz was ugly or
No, he was adorable. But what I'm telling you is he had like a grown up glow up is what happened.
He's realized his full potential. The braces came off, fully realized.
He was always adorable.
Give him his own show now.
Yeah. Okay, so the only downside to the best story, besides the fact that it makes you want to physically fight a random girl, is there's no prom. We have literally every single Rookie Thailand boy except for the Booms. The Booms are not in this. Boom and Big Boom are not in this.
I 100% miss prom.
Where's prom? We couldn't even have like a prom cameo. Like prom can't just like be one of the people. Like prom could have been the one that like filmed the clip when when he's like carrying when Do is carrying. Come on, give me that prom cameo.
Although prom is like off filming for some big thing with TV like
Thunder
Max Toll.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, but I'm missing prom.
When I get Rookie Thailand, I want all of them.
Right. I even want the Booms. I'll take the Booms. The Booms are funny.
Oh, yeah. So
two boom, if you will.
We highly recommend this show. It's a nice, short, fun watch.
Super short, super fun. I like to call it like sugar-coated sugar. It is fluffy, but there's a lot of substance to it and a lot of like, and it's heart-wrenching. So the ending, is so heart-wrenching because you go through this whole journey and you find out that it's not one-sided, that Do has come to the conclusion that he likes best. And what I like about it is it's so pure because it's not like I'm in love with you, like none of that. It is very pure. It's like I like you.
I wish the best for you because now I'm being shipped off for being gay.
And he like writes on his shirt and he quotes from the journal and you get to see this flashback of like, so all this time Best has been like, kind of spying on Do in the library and like all of the times of him just like observing Do and you think that Do hasn't noticed him. You see a flashback of like Do saw him in the library and like smiles and like Do enjoyed all of that time with Best just as much as Best liked it.
Yeah.
And they just never got to be because they just couldn't talk to each other about it. And they like neither of them was brave enough to do anything about it. And now Do has to leave. And it's just like they finished high school and they both have like college to go off to. And it's so heart-wrenching because literally in a move that must have been designed to hurt me, like this feels like a personal attack on me. The show ends with Best crying. Because Best gets a text message from Do, which is a picture from the notebook that says, I like you. And that's what he wrote on his shirt. Yeah. And it ends with Best realizing that it wasn't one-sided and that this boy that he liked so much liked him too, which is like it's a big character evolution because Best is set up like he sucks at everything he does, right? Like this is part of his character. And because of Do, he has gotten to like become this musician and like show off that like he is good at things, right? Like he can write songs, he can play instruments, he can sing, like, and Best even in the show kind of like acknowledges that he sucks at everything. And so through his just sort of like getting to know Do and so this whole time Do has essentially been like undercover pushing him to do these things.
Yeah.
He kind of acknowledges that like he he doesn't suck to himself. Like
So
he
cute.
realizes, and that's part of this moment, is like he realizes this boy that he likes so much liked him, and so he must not suck, right?
Yeah.
Like he must not be all bad. And that's just like such a beautiful like sentiment and moment. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, this is a very unique show in that they never get together. They
Yeah.
never actually become a couple.
Yeah, that's why it almost makes me wonder if they are doing something with Do, because they talk there
The
there's
rumor is
there's
that there
been
was going to be a
hints.
Do story.
Yeah. So give me like a 5-year time jump. They've gone to college, like bring them back together somehow.
The word on the fan beat is
Yeah.
that it will just be the same story, but from
Retelling.
Do's
Yeah.
perspective. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. I know the
That like
reality. I want
the
this is what I want.
I honestly I
I
kind
listen
of
to fan
like
rumors and I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to hear about that. I want to tell you what I want.
honestly I kind of like that it ends that they don't end up
Yeah.
together. It's unique, it's
Yeah.
different, and like it reflects reality. Sometimes, I mean,
Right.
like I've had that situation when I was a teenager where it was like I was just too stupid. I liked this person so much and I just never thought that they liked me.
Right.
And then found out later on the whole time they liked me just as much as I liked them. And it just never
Yeah.
materialized into anything. And so like this story is so true to reality because like that happens, especially when you're in high school. So I kind of like it. But yeah, they never even confess to each other face to face. You never even get a face to face confession, which is just like
So
so different
interesting.
and unique.
Well, it makes me more excited for Love Mechanics, even though I know it's going to be an emotional wreck again, because Lord have mercy, the ties like to put us through it.
Yes, but it's sugar coated sugar with
Yeah.
substance, right? It honestly, it's so good. It's really good, and it's fluffy and it's funny, but there's substance there. You get you get sucked in enough that you want to physically fight Masa Marissa. Like, sorry, girl, I don't know you, but if I get to Thailand and we see each other, like, you're gonna
It's
have to work
over.
really hard to convince me that you're not actually Fern, because my lizard brain will go into fight mode. Like, someone hold my earrings. We're
Oh,
gonna fight.
so good. Okay, I think that ties it up. We're just going to end on Ayla going after some random girl in Thailand. We are
Listen,
so
don't
sorry.
come for war. Don't come for war. And also, okay, Thai Twitter, if you think that I don't see when you come for war sometimes, I see it. I know. Okay. And
Uh,
like, we're going to have conversations about this when I finally learn how to speak Thai fluently. Okay. I'm
yes,
trying.
we're
But
working on
like,
it. Yeah.
my ultimate goal for learning Thai is to protect war, like always on that war agenda.
I love it
So
so much. Okay, well, thanks again for joining us for this series Sunday. I hope you had fun. We'll see you next time on Let's Talk BL.